Everybody, Elisa here with another Vera Bradley Bag of the Day, all the Vera at Dad's edition. This will be the companion video to my last New York City alternate side of the street parking video, which I just did the other day in the rain in my car. I'm here visiting my dad like I do every now and then to bring him food. And just as a piece of fluff distraction, I do the rundown of all the Vera I managed to cram into my bags to bring here. So let's get right to it. Otherwise we'll be here all day. So the first thing I have with me is just kind of an interesting one-off kind of thing. This is a gift box that I got because I brought my dad a cozy plaid throw for Christmas, and so this was the box I got to put it in, and he's not interested in the box, so I'm taking it back with me. But this is a nice box, you know, slides out of the outer piece of cardboard. It has a grosgrain ribbon sort of pull on one end, and the holiday image. It's taken from the Merry Mischief. I think those are in Merry Mischief, those raccoons. Yeah. So that turned out well. It's a good sturdy box. I'll probably just use it for storing more Vera. Then I have something I don't usually take with me, but I was bringing the light. At work with me, son. I was bringing food and the present to my dad, so I have more. It feels like I have more stuff this time with me, and this is something I wouldn't normally have taken, but it's the reactive fabric, the Drawstring family tote in Best in Show. Not an item I normally would have bought, but if people have seen my other videos, they know that when Best in Show happened, there was some kind of little incident with me. And I had to get as much of it as I could possibly justify. This has a zipper pocket on the front with one of those big toothy plastic zippers, and that zipper works fine. I don't have anything in there right now. And this isn't what I had in there. I just have random stuff in there now. I'll either... Yeah, I might collapse this. I might fold it up and just stick it in another bag to go back. I might not need it. But it's got some nice width to it. This is a good size bag for travel. And it's lined, well, let me get my stuff out. Another Best in Show item, the Ditty Bag. I had no interest in the Ditty bags until recently when I was looking for something to put my dog leashes in when I take them to the kennel, because the kennel doesn't want their leashes. They put their own leashes on the dog, so they always hand my leashes back to me, and then I'm jumping on the road to go to my dad's, and I have these leashes, and I was just keeping them in a plastic bag because sometimes they're a little grimy or they smell a little bit, and I was wondering what can I put them in other than a plastic bag, and the Ditty Bag works really well for that, because sometimes the leashes are grimy or a little stinky because I haven't washed them enough. They're not bad right now. But the Ditty Bag is good because it's lined with plastic, and it's machine washable, and it's lined with plastic, so it sort of has that protective feel to it. And you can cinch it up, and it stays cinched. So this is working really well for this. After like a long time of not being interested in the Ditty Bags, all of a sudden I could find a use for them, so I was excited. So when Best in Show came around, I was having my incident. 2 Ditty Bags happened. So one thing I will note for people about the Ditty Bag is that sometimes that plastic coating can have sort of a strong chemical smell when you first get the bags and needs to air out. And so I just would be careful putting things in there that you might not want to transfer the odor to. I feel like sometimes the odor can kind of transfer. So like in this, I also am using it for yarn. And I wouldn't want to store yarn in here for very long if the lining were still kind of stinky, because I would be afraid the yarn would sort of pick up the odor. But it hasn't. This is aired out pretty well. And I'm not leaving them in here for permanent storage, so I wasn't worried about it. I should do a video on my other channel about this yarn. It's so pretty. But anyway, so that's what I have in there. And the rest of the stuff in here is just junk, non-Vera junk. But just to show people real quick, the inside is sort of coated in a rubberized coating. So that's nice if you want to put wet or grimy things in there. You use this for a beach tote or other stuff. And it has this drawstring top closure that you don't have to use. I wasn't using it, and when you don't cinch it, it just lies flat against the wall of the bag, so that's nice. Stays out of the way. There's no top closure, and there's only this hidden slip pocket like on the Vera tote, so not secure, you know. Oh god, I didn't even realize I still have one of the hang tags on here. I was packing in a hurry this time, and I don't feel like I did such a great job. Could have condensed it more. So that's that. Then I always like to take a Vera tote just to have as my bag carrying around if I'm walking around, although not doing much walking around in these days. But I still like to have a Vera tote on the passenger seat in my car when I'm driving with all the stuff I might need while I'm in my car. And so, but yeah, at the same time I had additional stuff that wasn't fitting in other bags for me. And so I thought, well, I don't want to be carrying yet a Vera tote and yet another bag to and from my car. So then I remembered I had a grand tote, and this thing is humongous. And sure enough, I could fit my Vera tote in there along with the other things that I just didn't, know what to do with. So it worked out really well. And I got this grand tote is Foxwood. And I think I got this, it's like 50% off of my Hallmark or something. So good deal. And in here, I wanted to try traveling with this. People saw my recent online outlet sale haul video with the dragon fruit floral incident. This is in there. This is the hanging travel organizer. I decided to try to use it. I try to use this item in not typically for traditional like toiletries exclusively. Like I try to use it to contain like a lot of loose things I might have when I'm traveling. And so that's what I got in here. So I show it quickly just to give people ideas for how to, other ways to use this. But it unties, and then you just get this really nice, look at the fabric. It's not one piece. There is one seam on it, but still, it's a nice look at an overall, pattern. And so inside it's just got, all these pockets, zipper pockets. What I like about these zipper pockets, which I hadn't really been paying much attention to before, is that the zipper pulls are metal, which I like. They have sort of a nice cool feeling, and they just make the whole thing seem a little more substantial than the plastic. So that's nice. Yeah, I like the ribbon too, but I just thought this was kind of neat. And so the top pocket I'm using for all my charger cords, and I forgot about this. I do have another one of these in Lighten Up, but I had forgotten that top pocket has an organizational slip pockets in there, which is kind of nice. And so it sort of helps me organize my charger cords and plugs and stuff. Just for my iPad mini and my phone and my laptop and all the cords, which I have slipped in the various pockets. I just want to see, I don't know how good this will come out, but I just want to see, maybe it'll show a little bit. So you can see there's the one big one, but then on top of that, there's a section where they're divided in half, and then another section where those are even divided in half. So the slip pockets are getting progressively smaller, and it gives you a lot of options for what you can stick in there. And this piece of fabric is sort of has like a satiny feel. It's like a heavy satiny kind of fabric. And then it's just the two clear zipper pockets. And I just have pouches of other things in there. Like this is some makeup. I showed this when I was in my car. I'll just show it again real quick. I won't go over what's in there. It's just random makeup. But this is Ellie Go Round, which I said don't quote me, but in the other video I said don't quote me. I think I said that. But I think this might have been a QVC exclusive. I'm not sure. But I've only ever seen this as part of a cosmetic pouch kind of set. One of those sets that comes with a clear plastic pouch with the handle, and then it has like 3 pouches inside. and this was one of those pouches. I just had to get the elephants. I just love it, and I love the sort of circular, medallion design there. Very sort of Indian looking, blowing out a little bit. Those elephants are like a very pale gray. I don't think they're really true white. So it's nice because it's not too bright. I really like that. And this is lined with plastic. I was thinking about cutting that out, but now it works so well for like long tubes of makeup that I think I'm just going to keep it for that. So I'm going to keep the plastic. And then another, pouch in there, squirrel medallion. I just have more I think I have tissues in here. I think this was, what is this called? It's from the factory outlet store. Brush and pencil and brush. This is a good memory exercise. So I don't get Alzheimer's. I just try to remember what all my patterns and style names are. And then the bottom pocket is bigger, and it has 2 zipper pulls, and it's gusseted. And I just was so sort of tickled when I realized my heating pad. I folded my heating pad in half, just fit right in there. So that was very pleasing. Very satisfying. I haven't used my heating pad. I thought I might use it. I haven't actually used it. I probably won't need to take it next time, but anyway, I took it just in case. So that's how I use that. I have my laptop sleeve in here. I've shown this before. This is Penelope's Garden, and this is the factory outlet style laptop sleeve, which I like a lot better than the signature line one. I don't know, it just feels more streamlined, doesn't have as many features. I don't need those other features. This works for me. Just very simple. I like that. And I did have it, stuck in the Grand Tote, not in the Vera Tote, although I have put it in the Vera Tote, loaded up, and it's worked fine. But this time I just had it in the Grand Tote, outside of the Vera Tote. I'm using my laptop now, so it's not in here, but it was in there just like that. And I took this mini Carson Hobo crossbody, just in case I was walking around and wanted a smaller bag instead of lugging the big Vera Tote. And I did use it yesterday. We ran out to get milk in the grocery store. People have been asking me, like Peggy, I know you asked me, it's got that metal top zipper and it's rough. It hasn't been catching. It's been working okay. But since this is a smaller bag opening, I'm aware of it when I put my hand in the bag. That's scratching against my hand. And it has, if people know the Carson Hobo style, I know it has that vertical exterior zipper pocket, and that's that rough metal zipper too. I mean, I had something in here. I used this pocket yesterday, and it worked okay for what I wanted. But again, it's that rough metal zipper, unfortunately. But I like this bag because it's small, yet it's tall enough that my hand sanitizer bottle fits, and I can still zip up the top, and it flattens out nice for packing, slips in easy. And then I got the Vera in there. So, it just slipped right in there very easily with room to spare. And so this is, gigantic. I do have a video on this when this bag first came out. And I won't go into it here, but, Vera is trying to build this as a reversible bag. It's not a reversible bag. Nice try, Vera Bradley. This is not a reversible bag. Doesn't have a top closure, so it's not good for, security on maybe public transportation, but it works great in my car. And I've even used it just for, like, clothing, and it's nice because you put it on the floor wherever you're going, and you can sort of see everything in there very easily without, like, having to struggle, rummage around in it, so it's nice. And it's just got this hanging flap with a zipper pocket on it. So that's that. And then the Vera Tote, and this is Felicity Paisley Pink. Latest breast cancer pattern along with Felicity Paisley. And this is a pattern, it's not the first time this happened, where I saw a picture of it, thought I was going to want it because the Vera Tote has that side trim, and anytime the Vera Tote has that side trim, I'm all over it. I love that side trim. But when I saw this bag in person, the sun again, crazy lighting. When I saw it in person for the first time, I wasn't crazy about the colors. There's something about some of the pinks were a little harsh. They seemed almost raw. people are familiar with paints, or like they use paints out of a tube. I'm using that term like if you just squeeze paint out of a tube and use it straight and you don't cut it, you don't mix it with another color. That's kind of raw. That's how I'm using that term. And some of the darker, brighter pinks in here were looking that way to me, a little raw. And in combination with the black, I was very sensitive to that. But it grew on me, and it was another website. I don't remember what website. It wasn't the Vera website. This went on sale, and there was a special code for an additional percentage off, and so knocked the price down really, quite a bit, and it's ended up being a good price. So I decided to try it, and it's really grown on me. I love that ballet slipper kind of pink, the real ballet kind of pink background, and I like just like with the Felicity Paisley with the gray background. For me, this pattern is not so much about the big, Paisley elements, because, they do Paisley, Vera Bradley has Paisley coming out of their eyeballs, right? So, nicest way I can say that. But this pattern is about, all the small details at the back. You can really see it on the back. All the small details between the bigger elements, I think, are what's really making this pattern interesting. And so for me, that's what I like. I mean, look at these two flowers right there. Very interesting flower heads there. All the small leaves on these sort of swirling vines. That's what makes this pattern interesting. So I'm pleased with it. And I've been using it a lot since I got it, probably just also because of my storage situation. Where it's just so tough to get bags in and out of my closet that when I have something out, I tend to just say, okay, I'll keep using that for a couple of days. And people have asked me occasionally, will I do a video on how I store my Vera? And I always say, never in a month of Sundays am I going to show my closet on video right now, because it's just kind of a nightmare. I'm trying to think about it. But what I try to do is nest stuff, bags within bags, smaller bags within bigger bags, like Russian nesting dolls, just to try to have everything sort of take up less space, but also have the bags keep their shape as much as possible. That's what I try to do. So you can see I got a lot in here. I'm always saying the Vera Tote is great. It's such a workhorse, and people are, bemoaning the loss of quality and recent Vera, and I don't have that problem. This bag works. I weight this bag up, and I never worry about it not being able to handle the weight. I think it's a great bag. And so in here, I did talk about this in my other video, so I won't go into it too much here, but I was very excited. And I got this because I got an Easy Pass, because I had been borrowing my husband's Easy Pass every time I wanted to come to New York. And so, we're starting to feel like, well, what happens if we ever need the Easy Pass at the same time? And we're shit out of luck. And so I got my own Easy Pass, and I was putting it off for the longest time, really procrastinating. But then I realized I was going to have to find something to keep it in my bag, because I don't keep my Easy Pass attached to my windshield. I don't like the Velcro up there, and as I say, what if I wanted to walk through the toll plaza? On the off chance I want to walk through the toll plaza, I have my Easy Pass on me. Anyway, I just don't like the Velcro on my windshield, so I can't handle the permanence. So anyway, when I realized I could, get something to Vera to put my Easy Pass in, and I got all excited about it. I think I was intimidated by the Easy Pass website for some reason, and afraid I wouldn't be able to figure out how to register it. But this Travel Takes jewelry case, I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. Came out in a few patterns. I think it's in Merry Mischief. Fits my Easy Pass in there really well. I talked about this in the other video, so the video on my car, the alternate side of the street parking video, so I won't go spend too much time on it, but it works really well for that. And my usual Garden Grove Carson cell phone crossbody, and also Garden Grove eyeglass case, and the sun. On a roll in Havana Rose. I just have pens in there. Oh my God, it's bright. And some more Fruit Grove at the Mini Dome. I really like this little bag. I wish they would continue to make it. It seems like they're not making it. Doesn't seem to come out in every pattern. This might be the last pattern it came out in even. I'm not sure. This is bummed because I really like that. And my Turnlock wallet in Very Merry Cool Blue. I think it's Cool Blue in this factory outlet version. It's originally a signature pattern. People probably know that. I showed this in a video the other day. A good vintage find is the book cover in Tavern on the Green. This is a real old pattern. I want to say 1990. I'm not sure. It's probably in the pattern archive on the website. And as I always say with Tavern on the Green, for me, I gotta get the unicorns and the trim. If the trim doesn't have a section with the unicorns, then it's not worth it to me. So, you know, I got a unicorn there, and there's a unicorn in the back. This is a nice little item because you get the bands of trim that wraps around. This was in good shape too. It wasn't new with tags. It's in good shape. And I'm just using it for a notepad, sort of protect the pad from getting beaten up by all the other stuff in the bag. I got my GPS in here. Could have taken my bigger GPS pouch that I usually have because this bag is so big, but I figured there's so much stuff in there to go small with it. And so this is a mini cosmetic pouch. Oh my God, sun. Best laid plans. I thought this would be a good time to shoot a video. Anyway, this is more dragon fruit floral, and my GPS fits in here. Again, I don't like to mount my GPS in my car. I don't like to have that mount sort of permanently in my car, so I don't know what it is. I can't deal with that. And then I got two of the larger pouches in the Cosmetic Trio, which is in the factory outlet store. Oh my word. And it's really hot too. It's like strong southern sun. Oh my goodness. This is working out really well for gloves. I keep gloves in one, and latex gloves, and my masks in the other. And I think I finally settled on this as what I'm going to go with now for that kind of stuff in my bigger bag. The Cosmetic Trio pouches. They seem to work really nice because they flatten up real nice, and they kind of, you know, they're bendable, they're malleable, so they conform well to whatever space is in there. Oh my God, I'm starting to sweat in that sun. And then, let's see if I can maybe put the curtain down a little bit. That's a little bit better. Whew. Sweating. I got some, my medium cosmetic, light nut medium cosmetic that I use for charger cords that I keep in my bag. So just charger cords everywhere. And this is the thing I always keep in my bags for charger cords. It's got these mesh slip pockets in there, and so it kind of holds the stuff in place well. And again, it flattens out nice. Almost there. Then I got my various ID cases that I use for photos. So I have a variety of these styles. I have the regular zip ID with Duke in there, and this is Best in Show. And I don't know if I said, did I say the patterns for these are Penelope's Garden and Charmant Meadow. And I got a couple of campus double IDs, Lavender Meadow and Foxwood, and then the deluxe zip ID, which I like because you've got this double window, and so I use it for photos, I use it for IDs, and so, you know, that works nice to get two photos that you can see easily. Then there's a zipper section here, and I do have more photos in there, my husband in there. I should get another one of these so I can have him out in the window too, but he wouldn't, the pictures were too big and they wouldn't fit. There's two slots here for cards, like credit cards or whatever, and the photos were too big, they wouldn't fit in there. So I gotta get something with a window for his pictures show. where he complains that he's hidden away. Okay, so that's that. And there's another scroll medallion pattern. Where will the light be best? From the factory outlet store, just a kiss lock, a kiss coin purse, like those. One more, the regular coin purse. This is some Felicity Paisley. You know, so you can't see them. Let's see if I can get there. Sort of see them. They coordinate nice. The Felicity Paisley and Felicity Paisley pink. Again, you can really see that just the nice small details in this pattern. Which is why I picked this particular coin purse. I like the little flowers and vines and stuff, scrolling vines and stuff. I just have some keys in here. So that's that. And I should show the lining on this. I have a couple other things in the slipped in the pockets, but it's not Vera. Let's see, I don't know if the lining will show. Might not be good light, but the lining is pretty. It's just like this sort of ribbons and flowers sort of scrolling around everywhere. Dainty, very dainty, feminine. And then lastly, I have my Duffel. This is Bordeaux balloons, which I got a really good price. I think it was like $25 in the clearance section of an outlet store. So this was a good deal. And I like this particular duffel because the side slip pockets got two side slip pockets, and they both have that trim. They have the trim, so I like that. And this duffel, it doesn't have the removable like crossbody strap. That's handy. I use that in the Best in Show. I showed that in my Best in Show duffel in the last Vera Dad's video, and I did use that. I threw that big duffel packed up crossbody on me because I was lugging a lot of stuff, and it was handy. This doesn't have that. It still worked okay. And it's got a pocket on the front. It's a slip pocket with a zipper pocket on top, and inside that slip pocket, I don't know if I'll be able to show it, there's another small slip pocket. It's not my usual travel case from the factory outlet store. I like this a lot. Anything that looks like a train case, sort of a retro train case with the top that zips unzips on three sides and flops open. I like that. And the light lining. I've been saying this for years now, making these videos. It's been a couple of years, and love the light lining. Helps you see. Really helps for visibility. I just have a couple of travel pill cases in here, and vitamins, and it's Cat's Meow. Penelope's Garden. I just have like tweezers and nail file and stuff in there. I had soap and other things in there. And I have the zip pouch in the New Hope Girls collection. The latest patterns was, what was this, Rosy Garden Picnic, I think. I love all the, the watermelon, this pattern, the fruit, and I just like it. But what I really like about these pouches, and I've said this before, and I have a bunch of them, is that they are slightly wider on the bottom than they are at the top, and so they sit nicely and they don't flop over. When you've got it open and you're looking through it, it still stays the way you want it to stay. It doesn't flop over, which is handy. And I just have like work pens, pencils, erasers, Post-its, paper clips, everything in here. So I did have to bring work with me. This is medium cosmetic and Cat's Meow, and I just have jewelry boxes in here, and also a watch and a little mini kiss lock purse that I use just when I take my rings off and want to just put them on like a table or something, but I don't want them loose. I just put them in this. It works well. I got this. I think it's Mercari. I mean, for a really good price. I mean, I think it was around 30. And I just mentioned that because I know that people are probably aware that when on resale sites with this pattern, I mean, people go crazy. They like crazy jack up the price. I mean, I've seen things for $400 for, you know, a Glenna. I mean, it's just sort of insane. So I appreciate that this woman didn't do that. Once or twice I've been able to get, like I got a Riley for, as part of a lot, actually. I paid $32 for a lot of like, I think it was 3 wallets. I just bought it for the Riley and Cat's Meow. I mean, that's, you know, insanely good price for that. So I was pleased. I appreciate that she didn't feel like she was scamming. It starts to feel a little obnoxious when people are jacking up the prices so much. That's why I hate it when Vera does the limited editions. Because that's, you know that's going to happen, the resale stuff. And so then I have, it might be easier just to take out my clothing. So on one half of the bag, so I don't know if I can look this up, but how I try to pack is that I have a stack of my clothing, which is not very interesting, on one side, and that leaves the other side for more stuff. And so the more stuff is 2 little travel cases. This is a good vintage style, very handy, and I could use another one of these because I have 3, traveled with 2 of them. I have one that I have stuff in at home that I needed to leave that way. I was feeling like I needed another one for this trip, and I didn't have it because I didn't want to, you know, unpack the one that I'm using in my house. Anyway, this is Java Blue. I've shown this before, and this works really well for my knitting. You know, I just keep my knitting in there, and it's very nice for that. I really like that. And then I have this one. I think this might have been the one in my last video too. It's Mesa Red, and this I have all my work papers in. And so it's a little bit heavier, so I tend not to really spend too much time carrying it from the handle. I don't want to stress the handle. And that's okay because I'm not carrying it like a briefcase. I'm just sort of using it, you know, to contain stuff. But this is a great color. I mean, this is just, to me, this is the most perfect red. Because it has enough blue in it to be kind of mellow and not too orangey and not too harsh. It's a really flattering red. And it's, you know, it's fun with the Paisley and the trim. And so in here, just have all work stuff. And so you can, if I hold it up, you can see. Now I have no light, right? Let's see the light. I can get more light now. Okay. Sorry about that. Nature. So it fits work size stuff really well. I just stack it all up in there. And so I've got this spiral notebook that's just like pockets. And there's one pocket on each one of these plastic inserts, and I just use it to organize work papers. And just a mini notebook. I think this was, and this pattern is Bonbon Medallion. I've shown this before. I didn't buy it for the pattern. I'm not crazy about this pattern here, but it was the only, I think there's only 1 or maybe 2. Maybe it was only 1. I'm not sure. But there weren't a lot of options with this. This might have been the only one. And I think this was French Ditzy. It's just a mini notebook in case I needed something to jot something down, because I was trying to start thinking about my next knitting pattern, coming up with it, and so I would jot notes and what I'm doing in a notebook, keep a record of what I did in case I want to recreate it. So that's why I have more knitting stuff here to help me with that. I was coming up with my next pattern. And then my planner, I've shown this before too, also Bonbon Medallion. This is like a 1.5 year planner. Fits in here. And I had 2 of them. I don't know if they're not both in here. Not both in here, but I had 2 of them. The clipboard folios. And this one's Felicity Paisley. And you can see it's bigger than 8.5 by 11 because the paper that I have clipped to it is 8.5 by 11. So it's a little bit bigger than that, and yet fits in there. So this is the other one. This is Regal Rosette. But I always like this version of Regal Rosette better than the actual fabric. I think this is more interesting. I mean, this is very much like Quilt Floral, the first QuiltCon pattern. I have shown that bag. So it has that sort of patchwork look to it, and that's what makes this interesting. I wish this had been the Regal Rosette fabric. I don't know what they were thinking. Anyway, so that fits right in here, and it'll all fit in here really nice. So you can see this is just an open space with a mesh zipper pocket up here, 3 mesh pockets on the back wall. It's kind of shallow and you know, floppy. But this edge has a piece of cardboard in this sleeve. It's open on both ends, and you just slide the cardboard out, and you can wash it. And I've machine washed all of my little travel cases, and they've gone through fine. So really like that. So that was it. All the Vera at Dad's, little scattered, maybe a little bit more than I needed. But anyway, just thought it'd be fun to run down. And I want to say Happy New Year to everybody, and thanks so much for watching. Hopefully see you next time on Vera Bradley Bag of the Day.